Hello there friends, long time no see. While everyone is focused on CS2, there is not really a lot of content to cover. In the meantime, ESL Pro League Group B has concluded and there have been several surprises. Let's dive into all the latest news. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. And as always, we start with the roster shuffles. The first one to mention is Kickert, who has officially become the new captain of Into the Breach. It's quite unexpected to see him in this new role. In interviews after his time at VP, he mentioned that he would become a star player again, and he wants it, but here he is, suddenly taking on a captain's role, and in an English-speaking team, no less. Despite such a significant change, the team managed to show promising results right away. Into the Breach participated in the Tier 2 tournament named RAS Masters and reached the finals. They defeated Sprout and lost only to 9. If they had won, they would have secured a slot at Blast Showdown. In any case, Kickert is exploring new horizons and the beginning looks quite promising. Next, we have several news pieces related to former pro players making a comeback in CS. First is FNX. It was unclear what his plans were after leaving Imperial as there were conflicts and mental issues. Rumors even suggested that the former major champion might retire. However, it seems that there's still some fire left in him. FNX announced his return to CS and has started building a new team. Lucas and FBZ are part of the lineup. We're eagerly waiting for another Brazilian CS2 squad to create some excitement. But guys, are you ready for this one? Stewie2K is about to return to CS. He played CS2, landed headshots aplenty, and was so impressed that he's ready to come back.
The movement, get it all crisp.
JD's not a gamer?
Make it all crisp would be great. I got two. Mid. Two more mid. One more. God damn. Dude, they don't know that I can be back just like that.
It's high time to revitalize the American pro scene. I have a feeling that with CS2 many players will want to return, at least at the beginning. And the last thing about the roster shuffles is that FaZe Clan has parted ways with their CEO, who had been with the team since 2016. This is mainly due to their ongoing financial troubles. The value of their shares has plummeted to the point where FaZe could have been delisted from the stock change. I'm not sure how they've even managed to do this, but according to the latest data, they're losing nearly $1 million a month on their esports teams alone. Something tells me that in the era of CS2, this team might be bought out and they'll be playing under a different banner. We'll have to wait and see. Friends, I have another fantastic news for you. My partner, MyCSGO, gives away free cases. What do you need to do? Well, it's as simple as possible. Just add $2 to your account. Well, the more you top up, the more free cases you get, and they drop 3 at a time. I haven't seen such generosity yet, and if you get skins of no interest, you can immediately trade them in a contract or upgrade to get an amazing skin. You can repeat that every day. The website has a special provably fair system so that you can check any operation, everything is open. They have been in the game since forever and you can find thousands of reviews on Google. The bonuses don't end there. You can receive a gift every day and by using my unique promo code in the pinned comment you will get additional one. Also, if you use live news as a promo code you will get up to 40% bonus for all your top-ups. It's just too good to be true, isn't it? But here we are. Click on the link in the pinned comment to get it all. Thank you, my dear kind friends, for watching the ad. Let's move on. Now it's time to talk about what's happening in the CS2 beta, what people don't like, and the opinions of pro players. So the main issue in CS2 now is the so-called Centaurus peaks, which have already reached a new level. If you've been chased by these types of players in CSGO, who instantly headshot you mid-air as they come around the corner, then you'd better stay away from CS2. There are already numerous clips online where you can't even see the enemy yet, and you're instantly getting headshots. And in such cases, there's practically nothing you can do. It's if you're rolling the dice and hoping pre-fire hits first. And there's also a reverse problem where you get headshots while you're already behind cover. In CSGO, at most, you could be hit with a wallbang shot, but in CS2, it's a clean headshot according to the game. And these peaks in different directions are driving the community crazy. What's even more frustrating is when the AK-47 deals headshot damage equivalent to M4A1.
Was? Hast du das?
Yeah, I headshotted him. What the heck? I headshot that guy. Clip someone clip, please.
All of this really triggers professional players. Many of them call CS2 a broken game, saying that CSGO is better, and Valve will need a lot of time and effort to fix all of this. And then there's the news that Faceit is launching their own servers, but only for those who have reached level 9 and above, and have played more than 1,000 matches on the platform. Everyone rushed to test it, and boom, it turns out that CS2 is working perfectly. Sprays are accurate, shots register much better, and overall everything feels great. You can already make the switch to the new engine. Here's what Shocks writes. Just tested CS2 Faceit servers, and I have to say that there actually is a real difference compared to premier Matchmaking Valve servers. The experience is smoother, faster, and more accurate on Faceit. That's a good note for Faceit and pro players. On upper hands, I'm pretty sad, as it's really exciting to get a new ranking system directly in CS game, and it feels good. That being said, I'm scared that if Valve don't step up on their servers, it might be the same as CSGO, and everyone will just go play Faceit. Shocks has been joined by Kenny, who previously stated that he was having issues with flick shots and found pistols terrible. The Frenchman played on Faceit, and his opinion has changed. Servers provided by Faceit already feels different. I actually had a flick that felt like a flick. Pistols are accurate, sprays are possible. However, there's an opinion that pro players were simply bought. Faceit saw significant competition from Valve's Premier mode and is trying its best to keep people on their platform. The idea is that if pro players speak highly of their platform, people won't leave for regular matchmaking and new players will come to Faceit. Whether it's true or not, we are unlikely to find out, but there is such an opinion in the internet. Although I watched several Faceit streams yesterday and many players really say that playing this feels much smoother. In reality, this could very well be true. Data miners have been digging into the game's files and found that Faceit does indeed use a different tick rate system. Valve is promoting its new feature called Subtick. Remember how they said in the trailers that now what you see on your screen is what happens in the game. All shots are super clear, headshots are accurate and juicy, and so on. So far in the CS2 beta we don't see this, but Faceit took a different approach. They simply launched servers at 128 tick rate, just like before, and perhaps the old-fashioned method has once again outpaced all the fancy things from Valve. But there are also supporters to this uptick system. Here's what Gabe Follower says. Do you guys really believe that devs are not pushing 128 tick servers for all players because of money? They freaking own Steam. Money is not the issue. Just multiplying the received and sent packets by 2 is a bad solution. Current subtick system works great for low ping situations. The devs need to improve it. That's why we're all still in a beta stage. Send your feedbacks and stop focusing on unnecessary numbers. In any case, we just have to wait for the official release. Most likely the game will feel much smoother there. The main thing is to do something about the cheaters. Personally, I haven't encountered any yet, but for example Robs and Smuya played 4 times in a row with the same cheaters.
I'm all in. Nice.
Nice, guys. Big. Guys, I did some investigating. The guy that's 27 and 12 is level 4 on Faceit with 500 mat.
Okay.
Level 4.
What?
It's just natural talent.
New game.
Who is this guy, bro?
Dead one.
Bring under, bring under.
One more flash for him. Yeah, you should help me middle.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm holding left side. Oh, back in contact.
Yeah, go.
Bro, he's like.
Fuck this game.
He's mid. That was fine.
He was with the car on a motorbike. He's fun. He's fun. Stairs and jungle.
He's pre-firing apps. I'm blind.
Ramp.
Tramp.
If you even check the global ranking system in the Premier mode, all the top spots are taken by Asians. As Reddit users say, they just play in teams with cheaters and farm their stats. Among pro players, only Cirque and Breezy are at the top. But what can they do? They're without a team, so they can dive into CS2. But it seems that Simple doesn't particularly like the game. They even deduct points from him for a draw.
Thank you.
What? I got minus 57 points for what? You got minus 57 points as well? Guys.
Yes, 54.
Ой, блядь. Bro, I hate this game. I don't know what the fuck is this. Why do I have minus points? Why everyone from this game got minus points? What the fuck is this? Lol, I just spent 50 minutes of my life for nothing on shit map on Vertigo that my team never play, in CS2 that is beta, not real game, and I got minus 57 points for fucking draw. What's wrong with this life? Oh my gosh.
By the way, according to data miners, more than 500,000 players have received their rating in CS2. The majority of them receive ratings ranging from 4,000 to 12,000 ELO, with most hovering around 10,000. Guys, what's your rating? Let me know in the comments. Now, before we wrap up and discuss the results of Group B in EPL, I've got a few more interviews. For instance, Nafany talked a lot about Cloud9 and his new team. Who's better, Zorte or Shiro? It's like the answer is obvious. Shiro is the world's top sniper, but talking to Zorte now, I can confidently say that in certain moments he's better than Shiro. I'm not trying to offend Shiro, we're in good terms, but if we're talking about individual play, game sense, reactions and such, it's tough to compete with Shiro. But the impact that Zorte brings to the team, I think it's hard to compare him with anyone I've played with. Zorte is a very rational and says the right things. In terms of mechanical skills, Zorte is also very strong. Maybe these are just my pessimistic jokes, but before training started I expected less from everyone in the team. What can I say about my kick from Cloud9? I expected something like this. Somewhere in the middle of the season I knew it would happen, so I can't say that the news hit me like a ton of bricks. I wish the guys good luck and victories, just not against me. Let's be objective, Electronic is stronger than me. What team doesn't want to strengthen itself? It's competitive esports and the team has genuinely found reinforcement. On the other hand, I'm somewhat glad it happened this way. Playing pracs with another team with different people, I understand what I was missing, why my recent results were what they were, and I genuinely enjoy what's happening now. What do I think about Cloud9's new lineup? I've been saying this from the very beginning that it's impossible for two players, especially Wang being the captain with his own vision, to join the core and show some coherent game in a month or two. I just don't understand why people expect them to pull off something unreal. This isn't that kind of the team. We've never had a situation where a person joins and we start winning right away. It's never happened. They need time too. A lot depends on how they play, what each of them likes. Maybe something won't suit someone and they'll keep it to themselves and deal with it. I am telling you, there can be a lot of internal matters. Whenever such shuffles happen, especially in CS teams when it's two gone and two joined, you have to give them a little time. People need to adjust, especially when it comes to a team like Cloud9. That's all from Nafany. Now let's talk about EPL. Group E has just ended and brought us some unexpected results. It all started quite predictably. Heroic easily defeated Rooster and ENCE smoothly closed out EG with a 2-0. But then things took a strange turn. First, Mouse lost to MIBR, which was surprising considering their significant roster changes by the Brazilians in the off-season. Meanwhile, BIG suddenly showed some solid CS and managed to handle Monte and then even defeated Heroic. Part of it was just bad luck for the Danes. They came back from a 4-14 scoreline on the attacking side and Ancient, which already sounds insane, pushing it to the overtimes, then second overtimes and finally third overtimes. But in the end, they still lost. It was incredibly frustrating, so it's not surprising that they lost their pick afterwards. Moreover, again, they came so close to making a comeback. However, that was just the beginning of Heroic's troubles. They fell into the lower bracket, where they were set to face Mouse. The young talents were prepared for some intense CS, expecting crazy shots from Kadian and incredible highlights from Staven. But unfortunately, none of that happened. Instead of a close match, Heroic got wiped out on the first map, securing only one round in the attack. But they thought, okay, no big deal, we still have our pick ahead of us. And again, things got even worse. On their beloved nuke, Kadian's team only could manage to secure a single full round in their defense. Having just one round on the stronger side is a significant setback. I haven't seen Heroic play this poorly for a long time. Tassus had 21 frags across 2 maps and Yabi had 25. My opponents in the CS2 Premier mode managed to achieve half of that in a single game. Frozen even single-handedly carried Mouse, which was truly surprising. And this wasn't the end of the Danes' slump. They proceeded to the last hope bracket where they faced Monte. EPL hadn't been kind to them either. They lost to BIG on the very first day and then again to MIBR, sending them to the bottom bracket. And once more, Heroic on Mirage could only secure one round in the attack. Tasses managed to do just 2 frags throughout the entire half and Yabi got only 3. I don't know what happened to the Danes, but it's been a complete disaster. Thankfully, they put up a strong fight on Overpass, showing some truly insane CS.
He's going to be able to find something. The CT side starting to fire up now for Monty. Stuart's going to kill himself. And it's up to Cadian to make it work with the Eagle. Oh, he's hitting him. He's hitting fucking everything except for Someday Young. Oh my god.
Cadian's just unbelievable. Those shots just twisting and turning. That is the most insane.
If it weren't for those incredible rounds at the end, they should have been eliminated 2-0. However, Heroic pushed it to the deciding third map and once again faltered completely. Just one full round on the defense on Ancient. So in total, Heroic only defeated the Rooster team in the EPL. After that, they lost to BIG and Mouse 2-0 and then could have been easily swept 2-0 again by Monte. Maybe it's not a reason to panic just yet, but no one expected Heroic to play this poorly. Perhaps they're all practicing CS2 together all day long. For the first time since December last year, Heroic failed to advance to the playoffs. Here's what Cadian had to say about it. That's the first time in more than a year that we don't make it to the playoffs. A lot of highs and now seems like time for a low. I wish we could do better. Some things is not in our control and some is. Plenty of time to try and get better before we play our next tournament. After such toothless CS, the Danes have dropped out of the top 3. This hasn't happened since November last year. Let's hope that it's just a small dip before the release of the new game, and in CS2 they will perform as they used to. As for the other results, things are more or less clear. ENCE defeated MIBR in a hard-fought match and advanced straight to the upper bracket finals, followed by BIG. These teams secured a direct slot in the playoffs and were only fighting for the seeding. It's not a surprise that ENCE eventually took first place, with the Germans coming second. Here I just have to mention Tapson. The veteran had an unexpectedly strong performance. Mouse, after losing to MIBR in their first match, completed a speed run through the lower bracket. They defeated EG in overtimes, as I mentioned earlier, then Heroic, and in the finals they faced MIBR again. Revenge is a dish best served cold. The youngsters rested, rectified all their mistakes from the first day, and calmly dealt with MIBR 2-0. So Mouse advances from the group in third place. Lastly, the final slot was contested in the lower bracket. Here MIBR and Monte reached the finals, and surprisingly the Brazilians fell apart completely. Just 9 rounds across 2 maps. I feel really sorry for MIBR. They lost to ENCE in overtimes when they could have secured a playoff spot directly, and then lost to Mouse in the lower bracket finals when the playoffs were just 1 step away. After that they won against EG in a crazy match in the lower bracket, but then faltered against Monte. To put it into perspective, they closed out Evil Geniuses 16-1 on the first map, only to play double and triple overtimes on the 2 remaining maps. In short, Group B turned out to be very intense. Heroic dropped from the tournament with 3 consecutive losses, which is unheard of. In the end, we have ENCE in the first place, BIG in the second, Mouse in third, and Monte in fourth. All these teams make it to the playoffs, but in different stages. Heroic, EG, MIBR, and Rooster are eliminated from the championship. Well, friends, this was the Group B. Now the next group begins, and we have Navi, FaZe, Fnatic, and Imperial. On paper, it sounds really interesting, but honestly, I don't know who needs this EPL in CSGO when everyone is playing CS2, but there's nothing to be done. I agree with pro players who hate Valve for their approach. Imagine if, for example, football introduced completely new rules but didn't say when it would happen. Valve does everything like a regular indie company, like there's no million player base and no highly developed esports scene. An entire industry depends on you, and you can't clearly state when the full transition to CS2 will happen. It looks incredibly unprofessional. That's why we all love and hate Valve. And well, friends, I'm done for today. Don't forget to hit that like button below and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything CS2 and CSGO related. Well, I won't say goodbye for a long time. See you soon.